Good afternoon, members of the media. May I kindly request you to please put your mobile phones in silent or switch off mode as a courtesy to everybody who is going to be joining us on stage. My name is Amanshi, and I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome each and every one of you. Moonfrog Labs is India's fastest growing gaming company, focused on making mobile games for the Indian subcontinent. Since 2013, Moonfrog Labs have developed several hit mobile games, including Teen Patti Gold, which features among the top 5 highest grossing games in India, both on Android and iOS. Today, Moonfrog, along with our co-conspirator, Alia Bhatt, would like to welcome you all to the launch of their latest title, Alia Bhatt Star Life. Star Life is a narrative adventure game set at the heart of the Bombay city, Bombay film industry, where Alia Bhatt plays your best friend. I'd like to invite Tanay Tayal, the co-founder and director Moonfrog, to talk to us about the game that we are all so excited about. So please join me in welcoming on stage Tanay Tayal.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. How are you doing? Great. Thank you so much for coming today. My name is Tanay, and I'm one of the co-founders at Moonfrog Labs. We were very excited when Mark Skaggs, as some of you know, the creator of Farmville and Cityville and many other hit games, decided to join us and lead game development at Moonfrog. Alia Bhatt Star Life is the first title built under Mark's leadership, and we are pretty excited with collaborating with Alia on this game, and really excited about how the game's turned out and how early tests and users are responding to the game. So we'll have Mark come over and talk more about the game in a bit. Once again, welcome, and thank you so much. Welcome to the launch of Alia Bhatt Star Life.
Thank you, Tanay. The next person I'd like to invite is a legend in the gaming industry. Mark Skaggs is an award-winning game maker known for his work creating the worldwide phenomena Farmville and Cityville on Facebook, and hit real-time strategy games such as Command & Conquer Red Alert 2, Command & Conquer Generals, and Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth. Mark joined Moonfrog as director in 2016 and has been the creative force behind Alia Bhatt Star Life, among other soon-to-be-launched titles. Please join me in welcoming on stage Mark Skaggs.
Thank you. So first thing is, I see everybody holding cameras and cell phones and everything. That's all cool, but I gotta raise the energy a little bit, right? Are you guys having fun? Are you excited to be here? Yes. Come on, no, are you really excited? This is pretty cool, right? I know, it's cool for me, and I'm really excited to be up here and representing the team that put this game together. Now, of course, when I say team, I'm talking about Alia, and I'm also talking about this talented set of individuals back at our studio in Bangalore. You know, the producers, the artists, the designers, the writers, the engineers, the QA people, the support staff. A lot of people worked very, very hard to create this title that we're talking about today. So now I just want to take a minute and ask you guys a question. How lucky are we to be here in this moment, right? I'm not talking about this beautiful hotel with the beautiful set. I'm talking about what Tanay raised is the exploding smartphone market, right? So there's 300 million people now in India with smartphones. Second largest smartphone industry in the world. China's first, India's second. Critical fact is today, 300,000 people are going to walk out of a store with their very first smartphone. 300, and tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. It's just an amazing opportunity in the industry right now. And we know from research that people are going to spend 3 hours a day on their smartphone, right? And when, in those 3 hours, two things they do. One is social and search, and the other thing is entertainment and games, right? We know that 84% of those 300 million people, or the 300,000 people, 84% of those people have a game on their phone. And that brings us to Alia Bhatt Star Life, right? A year ago, we sat down and said, we want to make a life sim game for the Indian market. Something with local India content, something that follows the style of the genre, the rules and the traditions of the genre, but involves local content for India, i.e. Bollywood, right? And while we're talking about making it, Tanay was saying, you know, we gotta get this actor Alia involved. Now, being new to India, I didn't know who Alia was, so I did my research, watched her in Student of the Year. looked up Highway. I couldn't find a version with English subtitles, so I could just kind of watch it and see what it was. Looked up all the web videos she'd done, all the interviews, and got to understand, yeah, this is a person who takes their craft very seriously, but also has the ability to light up the room or light up the screen in whichever situation she's in. So I said, hey, this is great. So we set up the meeting, had the conversation. I was a little bit nervous. She's a big actor, right? She's an icon, right? So we got to talk to her. Great exchange of ideas. It was amazing. We could see that she gets it. We could see that she knows social. We could see that she knows mobile. We can see that she knows games. She's a game player. So that was awesome. So we set off to make the game. And let's talk about the game, all right? In the game, you're the main character. Alia is your best friend. She leads you through the maze of becoming a newcomer in Bollywood to becoming a star, right? You start off doing photo shoots, you start off doing ad films, and you progress your way into doing videos. And eventually, when you get enough credibility with people in the industry, or when you get enough fans and fame with your fans, then you start getting offered web shows, TV shows, indie films, regional films, and of course, this is all on the path to become a big star in Bollywood, right? Now, that's all the mechanics of it, right? But the real fun comes in on the story. It comes in the characters that you meet. The internet trolls, the directors in Hollywood, the rock stars, the rap stars, right? You've got to juggle jobs that your manager and your publicist give you. All right, so that's where all the fun comes in. So now, that brings us back to the point that I raised earlier about the moment that we're in the industry here in India. Players use their smartphone to connect with other people. So Alia Bhatt Star Life is an opportunity for players and fans of Alia to connect in a new way with her, right? Everybody knows how to do it in social media and, following on Twitter and, being on Facebook and everything. But with Alia Bhatt Star Life, fans could experience a different type of relationship with Alia, the digital Alia. See her tweets, experience her as a friend helping her out. Now, also conversely, this is an opportunity for Alia to connect with fans and show her appreciation in a different way. So gaming is here to stay. It is a mainstay of entertainment now, and as people are on their mobile phones seeking entertainment, they're doing that more than they're watching TV, right? So it's a big deal. So just want to thank everybody for coming. Let's have a good time today, and I'm really excited to be here and share this moment with you guys. Thank you.
That was truly insightful, Mark. Thank you. Next on stage, we have a writer, TV presenter, and stand-up comedian who is a member of the All India Bakshot crew. Along with his team, he's been rocking the YouTube world with a great number of subscribers and fan following. He is versatile, he's funny, he's none other than Rohan Joshi.
Hi everyone, how's it going? Good. One person's excited to be here. And he leads the team that's making the game, so that's a good sign. One, come on, how's it going? Wake up, people. How you doing? All right, 5 people are awake now. We're getting started. Let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Rohan. You probably know me as the guy from AIB who's not Tanmay. That's how most people recognize me. But today is not about me. Today we're here to talk to Alia, and when they said that somebody should talk to Alia and interview her, they said there is only one natural choice in mind, and that person should be Karan Johar, but he wasn't available. So then that's how I came on board. But without any further ado, you know her, she needs no introduction, but I want to take a second to do it because I was like, how do I introduce Alia? I said, let me just look back to her previous calendar here. And just March to March last year, she's had Kapoor & Sons, Udta Punjab, Dear Zindagi, and Badrinath. That is a career that most actresses would be proud of, and she's managed to do it in a year. So with no further ado, to talk more about her game and about a bunch of other things, please welcome to the stage, Alia Bhatt.
You're very far away from me.
I'm very far away. No,
Yeah.
This is what they said. They said I have to sit here.
This
But
is not how we usually sit
Yeah,
together.
that's true. Usually we don't, but lots of people running around under fire. This is why they told me to stay away, so they can have a neat frame of just you with absolutely no disturbance. So first of all, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And first things first, belated happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you
just
very
had your
much.
birthday. Everybody wish her a happy birthday. Come on,
Thank you so much.
Did you have fun? What did you do?
I got a cat.
You got a cat. Wow.
His name is Edward.
Okay.
And I ate a lot of cake and a lot of food.
Okay. You got. So tell us more about Edward. Is he fun? We stream on your Instagram, but.
Oh, he's like a piece of my heart. He is the love of my life. It's almost difficult for me to even leave him at home right now and come here. But because it's a very, very special event, I have to be here. But I really miss Edward, and I want to be with him all the time.
Why Edward? Why the name Edward?
You know, because I'm tired of calling cats like by cute names or
Right.
like animals like boo, coo, choo, loo.
Huh.
I mean, you know, we need
Right.
something royal. So I was like, kuch royal rakhte uska naam.
Nice. So that's why Edward.
Yeah, so Shine and I were like, nay, you know, we want to keep. So Shine wanted to call him Felix.
Right.
And I said, no.
That's a very typical cat name.
Yeah, it's a cat
Yeah.
name. And then we, I think, came to Edward together. And
Oh,
then,
nice. Okay, cool. So I'm going to name my next cat Ramesh. Like just to give it a nice normal name.
Or Bijoy.
Or Bijoy. Or just
Bijoy.
something like that. Or just like Sunny. Or just give it a name like that. That'll be fun. So I want to jump into it straight away because of... So I was thinking about what to ask you. And the first thing that occurred to me is, yes, you're a very good actor and all of that. But there's a lot of good actors. But the thing I've noticed is that a lot of people, especially young people, they really respond to something about you. It's more than just the acting. There is a word that I find used a lot is fresh or freshness. Have you ever sort of sat down and tried to deconstruct that or decode that? Or what does that mean?
No. In fact, I get that all the time. So people are constantly telling me कि आलिया आपको fresh लगना है और young लगना है. और I'm like हाँ मैं young हूँ और मुझे लग रहा है मैं fresh हूँ क्योंकि
Right.
I've showered and I've left the house. I don't understand what fresh means.
Okay.
But I think, honestly, the only thing that I want to be as a person, as an actor, as a celebrity, as a public figure is myself.
Right, okay.
And maybe that is fresh.
I think so. I think because I think you and particularly this sort of generation of actors that you belong to, it's interesting that you say yourself. Because for me, one of the most fun things to watch about people like, you, Varun, Arjun, all of you, is you're very authentic in comparison to, say, like older stars. And I mean that with no offense to the older stars. But
I think the time then was different.
Right, of course.
Because there was no social media, there was no Insta stories, there was no prospect of connecting with a game. And there was no, there was a lot more mystery.
Right.
So I feel right now maybe the new thing is to be yourself and not create a mystery about yourself.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Because it's also harder to be mysterious in like
Very
this
hard.
age of social media,
Like,
right?
hey,
Like,
spotted here, spotted there,
Yeah,
leaving
but-
gym, going to airport.
yeah. You guys actually have something called an airport look. This is something that I found out. Please explain to us what an airport look is.
Means you're spotted, you're going to the airport, you're catching a flight. How do you look? That's your airport look.
Wow.
It's
That-
fun, I think. Yeah, it's nice to see
Like,
different
yeah,
airport
because
looks.
literally the only decision I have to make while going to the airport is I have to choose the most comfortable boxers because it's going to be 9 hours in economy. So I'd better, that's it. That's my airport look. My airport look is an internal thing. It's,
No, but it's how you make comfort look fashionable. So next time you arrive in your boxers to the airport look,
Then-
that may become a trend.
but that, I feel like nobody's going to take photos of me. Like when I get out of the airport, even the immigration guy is sort of like, I don't know if I should take your picture. Like,
No.
Even
You're
they're a bit
famous
like,
now,
it'd be a
Rohan,
waste
come
of a
on.
picture.
Come on,
I'm
come
like
on.
semi-famous. I'm like semi-famous. I'm only famous as like your and Shaheen's friend.
No.
Like,
You were on
yeah.
Coffee with Karan. You're definitely
See,
famous.
I was on Coffee with Karan though in the jury episode, like which everybody
you were
knows
there?
is like that's true. I was
You were
there.
the finale episode.
I was the finale episode.
I
It's
thought
true.
Badri will be the finale episode, but you all took
Yeah,
the
then
finale.
I was on the finale. It was pretty cool. I got a hamper and everything. It was very exciting. The other thing that I want to ask you about is that sort of freshness and that brand and that being yourself. How does that translate into the game? Into how what if that sort of came to the game when you met Mark and you met that team? What
So, interesting story is I met Mark and Moonfrog and Tane. Everybody, we were, strangely, I met them in Goa.
Right.
Because I was shooting for Dear Zindagi at that time.
Right.
And Vivek called me up and he said that, Vivek is, from Matrix. And he said
Right.
that, we have something really fun and exciting. And, we want to come and see you. And whenever somebody comes to an outdoor to meet me, means it's something really special.
Right,
Because that
okay.
doesn't happen very often. And we met. And the first thing that I think I said to also Mark is, I mean, as we all know, a genius, a legend.
Yes.
So I was firstly honored to be in the same room as him. And the first thing that they said to me, I think, was that we want this to be Alia Bhatt's Star Life,
Right.
but it's not only about you.
Right,
The
okay.
game is about the audience. It's about
Right.
the girl or guy who checks in as the main star actually, and I'm their friend.
Okay.
So the star life is not my life, it's your life.
Right. Okay.
And I wanted to make it about the other person because I'm not, I can't be that pompous person, you know, कि मुझे देखो मैं इतनी बड़ी star हूँ. I can't
Right.
be that way. I've not grown, I've not been brought up that way. But I do find it important or exciting that I can connect with them and be their best friend virtually. I mean, today is the age of virtual, it is the
Yeah, yeah, of
virtual
course it is.
reality
Yeah,
or whatever.
absolutely.
And so, I mean, the fact that I could have a game where in which I could connect with them was outstanding.
That's
for
what
me.
that's something to consider for the future, a virtual reality version
Yeah.
of this game. Where it's just like today you can play with Edward. That would be a fun
Yeah, that's
this thing
the
of the
next
game.
step.
Which sort of brings me to my next question, because when you met with Mark and this seemed like fun, obviously. I know, and this comes from knowing you a little bit, I know you're not the sort of person whose prime driver is money. Like it's not just about money or this, that, or whatever. So
Yeah.
what about the game, really, aside from just the fan thing, what about their pitch made you go, this is what I want to do?
So number one, life simulation is a genre. So
Right.
number one, that genre for me, that's the only way I think I can be a part of a game
Right,
through
okay.
life simulation, right? And I mean, anybody who is, and I've always said this to my mother as well, that I don't only want to be, I don't want to only be known as an actor.
Right.
I want to be able to have different layers to me as well, whether
Sure.
it's being a part of a game, whether it's producing some content, creative content someday, whether it's singing, whether it's social work or whatever it is. I
Right.
want to have those many layers to myself.
Okay.
I want to be like a big chocolate cake with
Okay.
a lot of layers of icing and gems and sorry.
I can already see the clickbait headline. Alia Bhatt reveals which cake she would like to be. Click here to find out.
So, so obviously the idea where I could be a part of a game where it's not about me, but
Right.
about the other person was something that I jumped to right away.
Okay.
And what I also really enjoyed was that they came up with these like dummy versions of me in,
Right.
in my dresses, and fashion is very, very big part of this game.
Okay.
So that's what I enjoyed the most. And as a child, we would love playing games like that कि हम अपना खुद का अवतार डिजाइन करेंगे और फिर इसको ये कपड़ा पहनना पड़ेगा, ये she wants to
Right.
go here, she wants to go there. And what I really liked was Moonfrog themselves and Mark, they said that okay, we want to involve you in it, so we want to like put your cat in it. So Sheba
Right,
is
right.
in the game.
Oh, nice. So one of your cats is actually in the game.
Yeah, Sheba's in the game.
Right.
And so is my voice. We spent
Okay.
a lot of time where we were cracking the right tone wherein which you actually feel like I'm there with you in the room. So
Nice,
it's not
okay.
like, hey, aaj kya kar rahe ho? It's
Huh.
almost like, hello, what's up? What's happening? You know,
Right.
like come do this, do that. Like the way I'm talking to you right now.
It's not that, hi, we are happy to help you. Not,
Exactly.
okay.
It's
That's-
not that.
That's
A
important.
bit creepy.
That's, am I in the game?
You
I,
are not right now, but you could. be.
thanks.
You never
thanks,
know.
Thanks so much. I
It's an
feel so
ongoing
loved.
process.
Like
This
just
game.
guy in background. Like that
No,
would be-
and also we also discussed about how if there's something, say that I have a movie premiere coming up, I have some exciting
Right.
event, we can actually put that in the game.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So it's also, they want, so I shared my whole schedule with them. Like, this is what
Right.
I'm doing. These are the clothes I like wearing. This is the hairstyles I like doing.
Right.
Things like that. So it's actually in tune with my life.
Oh, nice. So cool. And did you play a lot of games as a kid? Yeah, there's this fly that is obviously your biggest fan. That has just not left your side since we started. But did you play games as a kid, or do you now on the phone like to sort of?
See, I'm on the games, but I can't play games that frustrate me.
Okay.
I need the games to calm me down.
Okay.
So I do play games. Like
Right.
I've played Farmville, I've played
Right.
like Candy Crush and stuff like that. But for me, when I'm going through my hectic life, I need a game to relax me or to basically, most importantly, do time pass. Make
Right.
use of your time, but in a
Right.
relaxing way.
Sure.
And which is why I said to them as well. I said, let this game be not frustrating. Like let it
Okay,
be simple.
right,
And they're like, no, don't worry. It's going to be really simple and very smooth. And it's like you're walking through, your life, but
Right.
virtually.
I'm glad you said that because does this happen to anybody else here? It happens to me all the time when I'm playing frustrating games where I'll be sitting, I'll be, again, too graphic, I'll be sitting in the loo, I'll be sitting on my couch and I'll just be playing this game and I'll be thinking to myself, I've had a good year, I've worked hard, I sort of take care of a business, I have a good relationship with my family, I'm a good person, I think I've achieved a lot in life. Then I'll be playing and then that one pig will not die. Or that one, this thing will happen. And my instant reaction will be like, तू क्या है? तू क्या है? तेरे से ये भी नहीं होता. मतलब तू क्या मतलब झंड इंसान है तू. Like that, does that happen to anybody else? Where if you mess up a level in a game, you're just like, my life is only not worth living.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter what I've achieved. It's just
Can't
this,
be
my
that
life
way.
is pointless.
Especially when you're a competitive person. Like I will
Exactly.
compete with my father.
Right.
Like I will compete. If we have to win something, we will make sure we win.
Right.
So I'm not winning, then it's a problem.
Then yeah, exactly. So that's why you like take this competitive element out of the game. So what is that something that your fans will respond to in the game? What do you think they are going to take away from this? Like Your-
I mean, I hope they take away an experience.
Right,
I
okay.
mean, it's not like I don't get I don't communicate through my social media platforms, but
Mm-hmm.
I can't always respond to everybody, and my heart breaks when I can't do that, because I mean I would be doing that. Nobody will be seeing me in any movies.
Correct.
then.
I mean, I don't think you'll be able to respond to it because last I checked, you are India's most successful star on social media.
I would
or-
not say most.
I'm saying, look, let's just be blunt in terms of pure numbers. You're talking to a guy who's built his career on the internet, and our entire point of envy is we just go and we look at your followers sometimes and we're like, it's not fair, yeah. This is not fair. Apna pura life internet pe, lekin like we have 2 million and then whatever followers we have, you add 2 zeros to it and you get Alia's social media followers.
No. I'm honestly I feel very grateful and flattered that I have those many followers.
Okay.
It seems, I mean, a bit surreal sometimes.
Right.
But as you rightfully said, I can't sit and respond. It's not like I don't want to. I do try to do a
Fair
chat
enough.
session every now and then. But I feel like anybody who checks into this game will be able to hear my voice, will be able to see the videos. And again, it's not about me. It's about
Right.
you.
Sure.
And it's not like, come, I'll give you a piece of me. It's not also about that. It's just
Right.
like, come have an experience, and whilst you do that, I'll be your friend. We
Nice.
could be friends. And it's not like I'm saying none of you are my friends. I literally have love and affection and pure like gratitude for everybody who says good things or bad things about me. Because
Right.
even
Okay.
bad things sometimes make a difference,
Fair enough.
in
Yeah.
a good way.
Sure.
So yeah, I think this is in a sense a way of connecting and just staying in touch, and another medium of communication.
Nice. Okay, so before we talk a little bit more about the game, I have one more question for you about movies, which is that I mentioned you did just March to March. You have done 4 huge films that have sort of come and gone. And so there was Kapoor and Sons, Udta Punjab, Dear Zindagi, and then Badri. So when you're working on all these movies simultaneously, how do you keep your head straight? Like how do you not show up one day on the set of Udta Punjab just as Kyra? Like how do you keep it straight?
It is very difficult, and
Okay.
that's where the director comes in place. So fun thing is I was shooting for Dear Zindagi and Badrinath Ki Dulhania a little bit simultaneously. So the first schedule of Badrinath Ki Dulhania, I was doing some extra subtle acting. And Shashank was like, Alia, what are you doing? So it became like a fun thing where he said, Alia, not Dear Zindagi, Fear Zindagi.
Right, okay.
So whenever I was doing a Dear Zindagi kind of acting, he used to come and say, no, Fear Zindagi.
Right, just we need to go to the other space.
We need to go to the other
zone.
space. Yeah, but that's where your director, your co-actors, and everybody comes in, in helping you, because honestly, it is very, very difficult, which is why I like doing one film at a time, but you can't always do one film at a time.
So, Dear Zindagi is something that I actually want to talk about more than any of the other movies last year, because for me, what was really nice about watching Dear Zindagi is it felt like a space that Indian movies don't usually go towards, which is this sort of idea of this person who, if you look at it as a normal Hindi movie, it's not that much conflict. You can look at it and be like, is ladki ke life mein problem kya hai? It's just love problems which everybody else has. But I like that it takes that and it turns it into a sort of conversation about mental self-care and mental care, which is something that I don't think we do a lot of in India. And is that something that drew you to the character?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we know this, you and I, we have a common person in common who
Yeah.
has suffered through depression
Yeah.
and who
Yeah.
is not afraid to talk about it.
Yeah.
My sister. Because that the whole idea of being afraid to talk about there's something wrong with the way you're feeling is the idea that I feel we need to get rid of in the society. Diya Zindagi was maybe a subtle, sort of more lighter way of approaching it without being preachy, because whenever we try to be preachy, people run away in the opposite
Yeah, of
direction.
course.
I would do that as well. I don't
Sure.
want to hear like a bhashan from somebody.
Sure.
But if somebody's giving me a sweet kind of a representation or a subtle representation of how people actually feel. They may not need to be a really big problem, but you can be feeling a certain way. And I feel like we should start talking about it like it's a cold. Like,
Sure.
because it's as common as a cold. And I really, really like that about that character and that space and how she just develops this friendship with her therapist. I mean,
Right.
Jahangir Khan is totally fictitious. He does not exist. He's not, I mean, I don't know anybody as
As cool.
as sexy and as,
as-
cool
yeah.
and living in a great little cottage in Goa. But I mean, a lot of the things that we discussed, I did relate to. And I'm sure many girls out there related to as well.
All right, fantastic. So before we talk a little bit more about the game, and I'm going to get Mark and Tanay up here as well, we have a little promo video that we'd like to show everybody. So here we go with a promo video for, yeah, let's sync low and do All right, that looks great. And it is available on the Play Store and on iOS, so for everybody to get. And to discuss this further, I'd actually like to ask Mark and Tanay to join us. Please, round of applause for them. No more introduction. Go in. Come on in. Yeah, I know, right? Here we go. Okay. Photo in 5 minutes. First questions, then photo. Done.
पक्का देंगे फोटो
पक्का,
मंगेश
पक्का.
बहुत ज्यादा
Done. और अगर फोटो नहीं मिला सर गेम डाउनलोड कीजिए आलिया है गेम में स्क्रीनशॉट लेके छाप दीजिए कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है कुछ टेंशन नहीं है कुछ गेम खेलने का टाइम नहीं है सर क्या बात कर रहे हैं बम्बई में हम सब ट्रेन लेते हैं सर गेम खेलने का टाइम तो मिलता ही है सर क्या बात कर रहे हो 2 घंटा मिनिमम तो दिन का ट्रैफिक में जाता है Okay, so Mark, I'd like to start with you. Tell us a bit about the game and what exactly do players do in the game. If I start playing the game, what would I do?
Yeah.
What would happen?
So you'd first start off with beginning your career.
Right, okay.
Well, first you're going to meet Alia, and she's going to say, "Hey, can you help me? I've lost my cat."
Right, okay.
And then Sheba, right, that we
Right,
talked about. And then you go through photo shoots. You go
Right.
through meeting a director. She helps you out getting your first big break.
Nice,
You get
okay.
a manager. You get a publicist. You start becoming part of the Bollywood industry.
Right, okay.
And it's not only about the gigs that you do, but it's also about the fashion. It's about all the people that you meet,
Right.
and navigating your way through the drama that
Right.
can sometimes be associated.
Obviously. I mean, and there's obviously some creative liberties you've taken with the game. It's not super realistic, right?
Oh yeah, no,
Because-
it's the fantasy, it's the fun part. Of
Right, okay.
being in
Because otherwise the
business,
first 15 levels would just be level 1, go stand outside this bungalow in Warsaw for audition.
right.
Level 2, 10 hours later, go stand outside this other bungalow.
Right.
So you've cut that part out.
We like to say we give the film version fantasy of what it's like
Nice.
to be an actor, not all
Okay.
the hard parts, right? That wouldn't be fun.
That would be fun. Yeah, that's
right?
true. That would be fun. And where did this idea come from for this particular route to take with the game?
Sure. So, like Mark mentioned earlier, when we were talking and brainstorming about what we want to build for India about a year ago, we thought about the story-driven life simulation style of game, and it's a genre that is very popular around the world, and we wanted to build it with Indian content. And of course, Indian movies and cinema are such a big part of all our lives that it was natural that we build a game like this for the India market, and we couldn't think of anybody better to work with than with Alia, who totally gets this, and it's a pleasure working with her.
That's pretty awesome. And how long has the game been in development? Because it looks like something you took your time with. It looks like.
Yeah, we've been speaking for a long time with Ali as well, and we started building this game about a year ago. It's been in development and testing for about a year now.
All right. And Mark, what was it like trying to get Alia's look right in the game? Because there's entirely too many games in this world with very creepy, not natural-looking characters.
No, I have to say
right?
they've got my looks
Yes,
bang on.
that's why.
We,
Like right now only, this I remember I wore during Dear Zindagi promotions.
Right, okay.
This look I wore during Dear Zindagi promotions, and that I wore during Kapoor and Sons promotions.
Wow, you really do know your fashion. Like, you literally wake you up at 3 in the morning, like, when did you wear this outfit? And you'll know.
I
Wow.
remember.
So if you guys look
There are
at
few things that I know, and I know them very
Fair
well.
enough.
what we started with, obviously, was looking at pictures on the web of Alia. And if you look at all the different pictures, you find out she has a very elastic and expressive face. And that's a good thing. But it makes it very difficult to try to nail that one look in the game. And I think we probably did 50 iterations.
Right, okay.
Over a period of time, and the artist would try, and we're like, no, that doesn't look right. No, her cheekbone's not right. No, her lips aren't right. And we just continued iterating, until finally we got the look. And I remember it's like, that's it, don't change it. Don't change it at
Right.
all. And then the other thing is the expressions. Because if you get a still face, that's one thing. But then when you have to do all the different expressions, it gets another challenge. So our artists loved it, because they can continue to work on her face again and again and look at
Right.
pictures. That's a really fun thing to do, right?
Right,
And so
yeah,
it took
of
a
course.
period of time. And you know, we had a series I think we sent you and said pick
Yeah,
the one you like
yeah,
best,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Did you have any inputs or feedback and be like, no, not that, not right now? Did you have any like actor feedback going, no? You can't-
I think they got my wardrobe pretty bang on. It was just
Okay.
about getting the face and the hair and
Right.
and the figure.
And yeah, that's what I was going to say. They were like, no, you have to change this.
No, but this figure is a little dreamy as well. This is how I would love to look. I don't really look this way, but that's what we said, right? It's about the fantasy. It's about
Yeah.
what you can achieve. So yeah.
This is cool. So if I ever do appear in the game, six-pack, little
Whatever you
bicep.
want.
But you're very
Whatever you
fit
want.
right now,
Totally do
so.
that.
You can do that, right?
You can cover your
totally
boxes as well.
done. Nice. Yeah. I'll be in the background again. Guy with cat. So what were you guys nervous when pitching to her for the first time? What was it like when you met her? Like she said, you went down to
Yeah.
Goa.
Yeah,
and you,
well, so I've worked with actors before in other games.
right. Yes.
And I don't know if it's the same in Bollywood as in Hollywood, but sometimes, actors could be a handful, right?
Yes.
You
of
never,
course.
like a box
What?
of chocolates.
Actors can be a handful?
You
Shocking.
never know what you're going to get.
Okay,
You
yeah.
never know, right? And so we had a great meeting. And the thing that impressed me the most, really, very gracious, unpretentious, down to earth, everything we've been saying, very, very friendly, but also gets it, right? And that was the key thing because, understanding how that meeting of minds to say, here's what we want to do, here's how games work, it just flowed. So it was great.
Right. So since you mentioned that you have worked with other actors before, you've worked with James Earl Jones
Yeah.
and Ian McKellen. What was it like meeting the voice of Darth Vader? Was there ever a moment where you were just like, record this for my answering machine?
That was
Just-
actually, he was in one of the games that we made at Westwood. I didn't
Right.
actually get to meet him, but
Okay.
in the game, that voice coming through is amazing. It adds a deep sort of seriousness to it. Now,
Yeah.
Ian McClellan and the other folks there on the Lord of the Rings set, right?
Right, yeah.
It was both wonderful, but it was also a little frustrating. I'll tell you why. Because
Okay.
when you sit across from the table and have lunch with the hobbits, and they're talking about the party they went out and had the night before, you're like, you're a hobbit, but you're a person, but it kind of breaks that reality.
Don't break the
How is
illusion
this
for me.
real? Oh my
yeah.
God.
Or you see a guy they named Tall Paul, who's the stand-in for Gandalf when he's standing next to the Hobbit, and he's a 7-foot tall dude just
Right.
lumbering around the set, right?
Okay.
So it's kind of it's good and it's bad because it breaks that reality. So when we see the film afterwards, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I know those walls of Minas Tirith are styrofoam.
It's like, I know what that hobbit ate for lunch on the day they shot that scene.
We had eggs. We had eggs together,
There you go.
right? Yeah.
And besides, so you said getting her face right was
Yeah.
a huge challenge. Is there anything else about the development of the game that was, say, particularly frustrating or something that you spent a lot of time on to get just bang on right?
Yeah, even the tech, right? I mean, we've built this game to be optimized for the India market. So spent a lot of time in making sure that the game works really well on small end devices.
Right.
It has a low data footprint because that's what users care about. It's a game that you play while connected to the internet, so it's important for it to work seamlessly in poor network situations. And the team has worked really hard to make sure that there are no glitches, that it plays smoothly, and at the same time being one of the smallest data footprints and size games from tech perspective.
All right, cool. And Mark, what was it like for you to develop a game specifically for the Indian audience? Like he said, with all of those technical challenges, aside from that, just sort of culturally to make that shift.
That was it was new and fresh, fun for me because
Right.
it's a challenge. I hadn't done it before. I think building a game, you have to really take into account what the audience wants, things that they know. I like to say that when you make a game, you're kind of giving something that people already remember and know.
Right.
And I didn't know the Indian culture and audience. Or, had to learn a lot about Alia and her life. And I really, the technical aspects, it's easy for me.
Right.
The cultural aspects had to rely on everybody else. And usually, actually came up with this term. We need more masala in the game, right? Does this feel Indian enough?
No,
Right.
but need more masala is the best way
Yeah.
to, I think, depict an
To
Indian.
anything Indian.
हाँ, जो भी चाहिए और मसाला
Because even
चाहिए.
with food, even with food, our first instinct is always more masala.
और
Please.
masala.
Like always.
So that was the term that came up, and I relied on everybody else to obviously, coach me through that process of learning.
Nice.
Superb.
And obviously, like we talked about, not the first celebrity you've worked with. Are you looking forward to doing more stuff with the game? What do you want? Are you going to do?
It kind of pointed to you. Looking forward to doing more stuff. Of course. Yeah. So this is, when you first launch a game, that's only step one.
Right, yeah.
Because games as a service, we continue live, we continue to develop. And we talked about events in Alia's life, things that are coming up. Of course, yeah.
All right, fantastic. I think that about covers everything else. Is there anything that you would like people to know about the game, Mark or Alia?
I think we can open to questions.
You can
and
open
then-
to questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
फोटो लेना है फोटो ओके
Wait,
पहले
photo.
फोटो ले लेते हैं कब
Photo?
Okay, so we'd like to thank Rohan and Alia, obviously also Tane and Mark, and all of us have just dreamt of being a star. Now you can actually live the life and you have Alia by your side, so that makes the journey all the more exciting. Okay, thank you, members of the print media. Please take your seats. Thank you, Rohan, for joining us here. It's absolutely amazing having you join us here today. Thank you. Members of the media, we're going to be opening the floor for Q&A, and we have mics in the audience. Tanay, Mark, may I request you to be seated for the Q&A as we are about to begin?
Yes.
Also, members of the media, a request, let's keep our questions brief and to the point that is related to our event today. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, we are ready for taking questions. And we have mics in the audience as well. Please raise your hands just in case you have questions.
Yeah.
We'll give you the mic.
हाँ वहाँ पे
आलिया जी
हेलो सर
आपने बहुत बढ़िया फिल्में दी हमें 3-4 अपार्ट फ्रॉम मोबाइल गेम्स आप ग्राउंड पे कौन सी गेम खेलना पसंद करेंगी या वॉच करना पसंद करेंगी
ग्राउंड
हाँ
एक्चुअली स्कूल में मैं काफ़ी गेम्स खेलती थी मैं हैंडबॉल टीम में भी थी मैं टेनिस भी खेलती थी स्क्वॉश भी खेलती थी फुटबॉल भी खेलती थी अभी समय नहीं मिलता है गेम्स खेलने का बट एवरी नाउ एंड देन वेन एवर मतलब एक डे ऑफ होता है तो मैं और अपने फ्रेंड्स हम लोग बैडमिंटन खेलते हैं अपने फ्रेंड्स के गार्डन में और मुझे एक्चुअली स्पोर्ट्स खेलने में बहुत मज़ा आता है बिकॉज आई थिंक वो एक नेचुरल फॉर्म ऑफ एक्सरसाइज है आपको पता भी नहीं चलता आप 3 घंटे के लिए खेले जा रहे हो आपका वर्कआउट भी हो जाता है एक्सरसाइज भी हो जाता है और आप एक बहुत ही पॉजिटिव फीलिंग भी आती है तो एक्चुअली इफ आई गिवन अ चॉइस मैं हर रोज़ खेलूंगी बट टाइम नहीं मिलता है
Yeah, good afternoon.
Hello.
I'd like to ask you that what is the vision of this mobile game app?
What is the reason for doing anything? क्योंकि आपको एक opportunity मिलती है. There is an opportunity where you can explore something that is new. At the same time, where it has a parallel to your life. ये एक narrative adventure है, set in the entertainment Indian industry. And for me, both these spaces are relevant at the same time familiar. Games because हमने बचपन में खेला है and industry because I belong to the industry. And when you bring this combination together, I think it's a great cocktail and something that I would love to enjoy.
Hi Alia, hi. I'm
Hi.
from Business World. What's up? So my question to you is that how will you engage with your fans with respect to the game?
So basically, as I rightfully mentioned earlier, we sat and we've actually recorded my voice. So when you read the text on the game, there will be my voice along with it to support it. So that's for me number one. Communication through audio is the the best way you can do in a game like this, and that's what we've done. And also we have shot a couple of videos as well. So if it's your birthday, I'll wish you happy birthday. If you're doing well, I'll tell you you're doing well. So things like that. And of course, that's the most obvious way through which we can communicate. And even the dressing, we have over 250 design avatars, clothes, accessories that we've particularly put out there so that people can design themselves. And these are all through my personal likes of fashion and all of that. So yeah.
And those are just the starting points.
Yeah, those are just the starting points, I think.
The game is going to continue to develop and grow, so there'll be all sorts of new opportunities as we go forward.
देखिए, the reason I also wore this T-shirt today is not क्योंकि मैं आज इसके बारे में point करना चाहती हूँ. This game is all about personality. तो अगर मैं आपको virtual sense में अपना personality दिखा रही हूँ, तो obviously while I'm here today as well, there has to be a shade of my personality, not just me. तो उस वजह से F for feminist.
Alia, the question is that will there be, there are 3 questions. First one for you. Will there be real-time incentives for fans as well, followed with the app? As in, they get to meet you or something like that for the fans in the end. Are you looking at it? Mark, the next question is for you. What is the vision with the mobile app that you have in the long term? And how do you see the celebrity app market in India per se right now? Thanks.
You want to answer
You
the
should
first?
answer both the questions since
Okay.
you're the creator of the game.
So let's talk about the long-term vision, right? The great thing about this style of game, this genre of game, is it's story-driven, and we continue to add new chapters to the game as we go forward. So anything going on in Alia's life can become part of the chapter experience of what players are playing there. And talking about real life interactions, that's up to stuff for us to work out, right? And we'll see. And it's, you know, Ali's got a very, very busy schedule. So it kind of depends on how we can all put this together. Making a game, there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. It's a little different than just showing up and doing a live interaction, right? The celebrity game app sort of market going forward, the thing that surprises me actually is that India has such a rich experience with Bollywood and all the other regional film industries. And I'm kind of surprised there's not more games like this already, right? And because people really want to engage with their favorite actors and actresses. So I think there's a big future for it.
Hi Alia. Hello. Hi Alia. पीछे बहुत खूबसूरत लग रही हैं, ऐप में भी खूबसूरत लग रही हैं.
Thank you.
आपके मतलब बड़े बच्चे सभी फैंस हैं मुझे लगता है, लेकिन इसके बाद ज़्यादा फैंस हो जाएंगे. थोड़ा सा अलग सवाल पूछूंगी मैं.
जी.
रामनवमी बहुत ही जल्द आने वाली है. रामनवमी, नवरात्र शुरू होने वाले हैं, रामनवमी आने वाली है, लेकिन राम मंदिर का मुद्दा अभी तक सॉल्व नहीं हुआ. आपका एक रिएक्शन चाहिए था.
ओके मेंबर्स ऑफ द मीडिया, विद ड्यू रिस्पेक्ट आज के हम सारे सवाल आज के इस इवेंट पे अगर हम सीमित रखें तो थैंक यू.
सॉरी.
आलिया आपके सामने हाय.
अरे आज इतनी देर से कैसे? पहले तो क्वेश्चन आपसे ही आता है.
बिकॉज ये सब मेरे भाई बंधु हैं.
ओह वेरी नाइस.
तो आलिया, ये आपका गेम मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ये हॉलीवुड के किम कार्दाशियन से मिलता जुलता है. तो हम ऐसा माने कि आप उनको टफ कंपटीशन देने वाली हैं, या ये गेम आने के बाद लोग उन्हें भूल जाने वाले इंडिया में, ऐसा हम माने?
हाँ मिलता जुलता होगा, क्योंकि जैसे कि मैंने कहा ये जॉनर है. मैं किसी को कंपटीशन देने की कोशिश नहीं कर रही हूँ. एक्चुअली ये सिर्फ किम कार्दाशियन ने, ब्रिटनी स्पीयर्स ने भी, डेमी लोवाटो ने भी ऐसे गेम्स बनाए, क्योंकि जैसे कि मैंने कहा एक जॉनर है. और ये मेरी तरफ से फॉर माय इंडस्ट्री एक गेम है जो मैं एक जॉनर यहाँ पे ला रही हूँ. जैसे कि हमने दिखाया कि दिस इज़ इंडियाज़ फर्स्ट नैरेटिव एडवेंचर गेम. तो compete करने की कोशिश नहीं कर रही हूँ, बस कनेक्ट करने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ.
एंड हमने सुना है कि इसके बाद आप एक लंबी सी छुट्टी पे जाने वाली हैं, तो आपको नहीं लगता कि आपके फैन जो है वो नाराज हो जाएंगे या रोने लगेंगे?
क्यों?
इतना
पहले तो मैं लंबी सी छुट्टी के लिए नहीं जा रही हूँ, मैं इधर ही हूँ. और अगर जाऊँगी मैं तो मैं मतलब 8-10 दिन के लिए जाऊँगी, बट दैट्स ओके. आई थिंक वो लोग एक्साइटेड हो जाते हैं क्योंकि मैं जाके खाना वाना खाती हूँ वहाँ पे.
थैंक यू.
एंड ऑल्सो अगर वो जा रही हैं तो ऐप में उनका साथ है.
Hi Alia, this side straight. Hi. Big
Hi.
congratulations for Badrinath ki Dulhaniya.
Thank you.
A message well delivered. Recently we got to know that just like you, there are many actresses who sing. जैसे आप फिल्मों में गाती हैं, वैसे और भी actresses they sing too in the films. But you are particularly not happy with a few singers. And you just the report says कि आपको लगता है कि उनको singing नहीं करके acting पे ही concentrate करना चाहिए. So just wanted your reaction to it.
Who's not happy with a few singers?
You.
What? Who am I to be unhappy with singers? मैं एक actor हूँ. I have never said anything like that. And I mean, if I am an actor and I am singing, I only support other actors to sing.
Okay, thank
if
you.
they can sing.
Thank you.
I don't know. You made me Sonu Nigam. Like I am taking over this.
Hi, Alia. This is Priyanka. You're taking a 4-month break from acting before you start with Dragon. And you're obviously going to learn a lot of things, you said. But is it an easy decision for you? Was it very, very easy to take this decision, considering you are at the peak of your career?
I'm not taking a break because it's just my schedule is as such that I have got a break. Because this schedule is not going to start until much later. So by default, I have a break. So instead of pushing something in, like pushing a film in this break, I rather take the time to learn things that I've not gotten the time to learn. Like dance and singing and cooking and spend time with my cat. So I'm going to do all of that.
Members of the media, last question, please.
Hi Alia.
Hello, hi.
आपकी सिस्टर शाहीन ने अभी एक पोस्ट किया है सोशल मीडिया पे जिसमें उन्होंने कहा है कि मीडिया जो है फ्यूनल पे पहुंच जाती है और प्राइवेसी का इन्वेजन होता है, जिसे आपने लाइक भी किया है, वरुण ने भी लाइक किया. डू यू हैव एनी कमेंट टू ऑफर ऑन दिस? इस पे आप क्या कहना चाहेंगी?
Just like this platform is not the right platform to talk about this, the same way a situation like that is not right. It's not right to be accosted by pictures and videos, keeping in mind the sentiments of the people involved. That's it.
Okay, members of the media, firstly, thank you for the questions. And secondly, we have a surprise. I'm not telling you what the surprise is. I'm going to request Alia to tell all you members of the media. So you're seated. Please be seated.
आपके सीट के नीचे देखो, कुछ आपको मिलेगा.
Since we're talking about Alia Bhatt Star Life.
Hey, there you
किसने
go.
बोला ये? नहीं.
Okay, जिसको भी चाय का कप मिला, you don't win anything.
क्या
But yes,
मिला?
you
Hold
have
up the
5 stars.
Hold up the stars.
So the few people with the stars.
Yes. Whoever's got the stars, can we please
जो
request
भी
to come?
जिनके पास स्टार है ऊपर आ जाओ स्टेज पे. जिनको स्टार मिला नीचे. किसको मिला? अरुण को नहीं मिला नीचे स्टार. अरुण खुद ही स्टार है, करेक्ट बात ही है. हाँ, so whoever got stars can come.
Yes, please join us right here. We have something that we'd like to give you. So please join us here, right near the podium.
What is this? Oh.